Welcome back to another episode of Paranormal, the New Normal, presents Paranormal Primetime. It has been another week, folks, and we are back with another two episodes as we wind our way to the end of season 3, which will be next week. So we are excitingly looking forward to the season finale, two-part season finale. Well, it's not two parts, but it kind of is, I think. And looking forward to season 4, as of course, because season 4 things start getting interesting. But why don't you sit back as Scott breaks us into our first episode of the night, and we see where this one leads. Because who are you gonna
Okay.
call?
Ghostfacers! You'll get caught in the fun! I would like to say that your episode, I think, was the last episode I watched before we started the podcast, so I've only seen things in
Oh,
consecutive order since then, which is kind
good.
of weird. But my episode was a fun little break from continuity, just a fun one-off. We got season 3, episode 13, Ghostfacers, and it was written by Ben Edlund and directed by Phil Scricchia. Which I'm wondering, do you think the Ghostfacers, like those kids? I didn't have a chance to check. Were either of them the writer or director?
No.
Okay.
No, they were no. I mean, well, the one guy still is a nobody, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, they're both like kind of like nobodies. They were in a few movies. The one kid, the nerdier looking kid, was in like some movies before this, but he was like only one big one I could think of, and then he got put in more movies afterwards. But I mean, it was never none of them ever really became huge stars.
Yeah, I just know like a lot of people in the background are like writers or producers or what come from money and all that shit. But
Yeah.
part of the trad. So this one starts out totally different than any other supernatural episode. It kind of starts off like a cheesy ghost show around the similar time. And that's when we are introduced to Ed and Harry, who we know. Ed and Harry were the Hellhounds from the Tulpa episode. And now they're starting a new thing. They got a whole team together called Ghost Chasers. They got
Facers.
Facers, yeah, Ghost Facers. They got another dude along with them, and then one of their sisters. There's love interest later on. We'll get into that. One of their sisters, and then there's a gay intern. Getting spicy. So they're doing a pilot. That's what this is based on. It's like the episode starts off as like we're watching a pilot episode for their show. And they're going to this house. Huh?
It kind of is a pilot episode. Because
did they have a spinoff?
They had a web series spinoff.
Have you watched it?
I never wanted to. I never.
Can you watch it on like? I'd be interested into watching it. It would be pretty funny, I think.
I'm sure it's on YouTube or CW.com or something.
I'll have to hold on. Web spinoff. I'll have to check that out because
it did.
I mean, it is funny. It's funny. Like it's so cheesy, nonsensical. It's funny. But so this first pilot episode, right? They're going to this ex-janitor's house who kills people at a hospital and then shows back up at the Morton house every leap year, which we'll find out there's a little flaw to that later on. And once they're done the intro...
The web series had 11 episodes. I just looked it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's on YouTube then specifically, or
I don't know. I was looked up. I was looked up how many episodes it was. But
Yeah, I'll search it
I'm sure. I'm sure.
afterwards. I
Well,
never knew that.
I'm. I'm sure they were both in fucking. I'm sure they're all on YouTube. I'm sure.
And we'll see these guys later on down the road. But so once we're done this whole intro, introducing you into their sister and gay intern, and like behind the scenes, Dad, don't open the garage. Shit's getting fucked up. We arrive at their first house, the ex janitor's house, and like I said, every leap year somebody stays in the house and they never return, and so they're all hiding in the bushes and shit, and that's where we see Baby pulling up, and Sam and Dean with the classic rock blasting, just searching with flashlights, which on Sam and Dean's end, like, would you be blasting the music if you're trying to sneak around late at night with flashlights to see if anybody's there?
Oh, Dean would. Dean would. 100%.
But I thought that was kind of cool because we get to see like the shit we don't see in the TV show, like the background filler shit to their
Yeah.
adventures from a different angle. But okay, so they drive through, and then the Ghostfacers team, they break into this house. Sam and Dean are nowhere to be seen, and they set up the eagle's nest, like down in the first floor area where all the monitors and everything will be watched. And then everybody goes off and sets up cameras in every different room, and they're checking the cameras and everything's going good. And then they meet back up at Eagle's Nest, and I got to find out where the fuck I was. So as they're running the EMF and all their other fake tools, Sam and Dean barge in, and they're pretending to be cops and trying to kick the Ghostfacers out. And that's when Ed and Harry recognize Sam and Dean, and they're like, wait a minute, you guys aren't fucking cops. And Sam realizes, oh, you guys are that Hellhounds blog or whatever the hell it would have been back then. And so now all of a sudden they see a ghost, and Sam and Dean say, well, that's just a death echo. That shouldn't be like anything crazy, which death echoes, I don't think we ever talk about that again. Like, why wouldn't they be afraid of the death echo? Because most of the
No,
time the ghosts
we
kill
talk.
people.
It comes up again. There's death echoes in the show throughout.
Okay, but like they seem like, oh, this is no big deal. This isn't going to hurt anybody.
Well, because death echoes don't hurt anybody. They're just literally, basically, it's basically like a Star Wars hologram playing over and over again.
Okay,
That's basically all it is. It's just like a Star Wars hologram. There's nothing
so
else.
after, okay, so after they see this death echo, they realize it's after midnight, and all the exits to the house are blocked. And Sam gets, pissy, telling Dean, like, hey, great, we're doing this dumb shit with the Ghostfacers, and you've only got 2 months to live, and we're going to die tonight. Which, at this point, they're fist fighting. They're getting pretty close to fist fighting demons. You'd think they'd be a little bit more like, well, let's just get it done. But at that time, they realize that the gay intern Corbett is missing. So they go looking for him. And this is when they see another death echo of a dude. And I was watching this episode while like I was at work, so I got to hear it. I didn't get to see the train. I kind of remember from a while ago, but like a train comes through, and oh, you don't?
You don't see the train. You just see the guy like stand there. You see like a light go on him, and then you see him like kind of like dissipate.
You hear the train.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it was yeah.
The train whistle,
But this is when they come to the realization that like, hey, this dude couldn't have died here. There's no train tracks in there. they've all researched the history of this place. There were never train tracks here, so what the hell's going on? So they find out that the janitor. Hold it. The janitor was. They go to his fucking office and they find out that he was the last owner of the house and he died in '64. Then the Asian chick, one of the sisters, gets lost and they end up finding her. But when they find her, Sam disappears. So it's just like constant chaos going on and a bunch of funny clips in between. So then we cut to the Asian girl and Harry, Ed's sister, and they're just going to crazy town. And Ed's just about to kill this guy, right? And he,
Which
they get into a little.
I will say it's fucking hilarious because Spengler he was in Eurotrip, and in that movie he gets high on drugs and drunk, and he ends up making out with his own sister.
Oh yeah, I never saw Eurotrip. I saw American Pie.
Oh, you should watch Eurotrip, dude. Eurotrip is fucking. You'll love it. It's hilarious. It makes fun of Europeans. You'll love it.
He was really good in The Rundown with The Rock. Did you ever see that one?
That's not Sean William Scott. You realize that, right?
Yeah, it is. It's Spengler.
No.
Spengler.
You're thinking. I'm talking about the guy on the fucking in the show. You're thinking.
Oh, Stifler. Yeah, I was thinking Stifler. Who the hell's Spangler? Now I'm thinking Malcolm in the Middle.
No, the nerdy Ghostfacer. That's his last name.
Oh, he's the one that sleeps with
the sister.
Stifler's mom. Okay. Okay.
There's no American Pie connection here in this episode, man.
Okay, you got me all fucked up.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, of course. Are you trying to put down my Keystone Lights? I'm watching you, mister.
I don't need to put down Keystone Lights. That brand puts itself down. But
shit is as good as crystal clear water. Better than Fiji.
PBR is better. Come on.
I used to drink PBR. Too expensive. Okay, so they get into a fight, and Ed's like, I totally won that one, right? And shit happens. Then we cut to Sam and the gay intern are like tied to chairs, and they're at a birthday party down in what appears to be a basement. And
a very Texas Chainsaw Massacre style.
Yeah. There are some. Well, I guess that's not ruining it, but there's other dead people there in chairs next to them. And the ghost puts a fucking spike through gay intern Corbett's neck, and then he puts a party hat on, which is, it's all been fun and chuckles until now. And then we cut to Dean, and he's like, wait a minute, this dude was a Cold War nut job. There must be a bomb shelter in this place. They found some MREs and other stuff. And then the group gets separated as they're trying to find this bomb shelter. And Dean and I don't remember who gets locked in one half, and the others get locked in the other half. And Dean says, put yourselves in a salt circle. And they're like, in my duffel bag, I have salt. I don't remember how they fucked it up, but they wanted to go in the duffel bag. And
it's Dean and the camera guy. They're the ones who get locked in the basement. And,
yeah.
And the camera guy actually ends up being a side character for supporting actor for all of Beauty and the Beast TV show.
Never seen that one. I remember they did a soap opera back in like the 90s, right?
It's the remake of that the CWs did in the 10s.
Okay.
It's actually pretty cool. It's almost like it almost makes the Beast have to be like a Wolverine type character. It's
Well, I
pretty cool.
know I probably won't watch that one, but
I mean, it's actually interesting once they get into it. Like once they get past like the opener season, it's pretty interesting. Like all the like, because it's basically it's kind of like this. It's kind of like Sam and all the other yellow-eyed kids. Like it's kind of like that idea that like the government took all these military uh kids and like experimented on them.
and Beauty and the Beast, huh? Is it
They
set in like modern day
it's
time or?
it's set in modern. I want to say New York City, but it could be Chicago or something like that. I forget what city it's in.
No, I don't watch a ton of TV, so
Yeah, I know.
I am looking forward to the next Fallout, though.
That's
That's a good show. Okay, so as like they get separated and the camera guy's trying to get like, hey, I heard you were gonna die, Dean. What's going on there? And Dean starts talking. He's like, I don't want my fucking life on some shitty reality TV show. And then the camera guy's like, it's cancer, huh? But he finds out that the camera guy is less scared recording his way through this nightmare than living through it, which I thought might be. I thought your episode too had a lot with technology from back then that like applies to the way we live now, where it's kind of spooky. But they start fucking trying to bust through the wall to save Sam, and they do save Sam. And when they're talking with Sam, Sam says that the dude was like a real necro freak. And Dean says, how do you know? And Sam says, he told me. Pretty great, like cheesy TV pilot so
oh
far.
yeah, it is, and I mean, and the fact that Sam says he was at Norman Bates' birthday party.
Yeah. And so we cut back to Ed and the Asian girl and the other guys, and they're saying you got to save Corbett, and Corbett had the hots for you. You have to be gay for Corbett. So Ed has the most detailed relations with Corbett on CW history. I mean, this could have been rated X. What's going on there? It's nuts. But he saves the Corbmeister's soul, doing a lot of gay stuff. And then Corbett gives the janitor the business and frees the gang from enslavement.
Which
So
this might be the first and only time we see a spirit take down another spirit.
yeah, I wouldn't bet on that because doesn't no. Their mom comes back, right? Later on.
I'm not going to get spoilers. Well, I'll explain why that's not why you're half wrong after this, but you are, but you did make me think. It's not the first because their mom did come back as a spirit in in the episode where they went to their old house.
Yeah.
So the mom did come back as a spirit in that episode. So yeah.
And bugs. I mean, that was an episode. Okay, so now we got the whole crew leaving the house, montage, walk away scene, looking cool. And now we cut to Ed and Harry showing them the edited version of all the footage that they have caught into the pilot. So now we're back into like reality. Sam and Dean are watching this pilot. And Sam and Dean say, well, isn't this kind of a cheap way to exploit your friend's death? But they liked it. It was, it was an okay pilot. So Sam and Dean leave, but clumsy mumsy Sam forgets his freaking duffel bag. And that's when the Ghostfacers call them pricks and idiots. And they open the bag where they find this contraption of sorts. and it's some fucking high-powered magnet thing that destroys all the VHS tape, hard drives, and computers in the room. And Sam and Dean have a chuckle at the end. The end.
Ghostfacers!
Ghostfacers! You get caught in the fun! Ghostfacers! It's a pretty good episode. And it's funny.
I think in the I don't know. I think it ends up being just two of the four that are not the live of the Ghostfacers after this episode and future episodes, but I think the sister disappears after this episode.
Was the spin-off done after this episode or the following episodes? Do you know?
I am not 100% sure, honestly.
Okay.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it was after these episodes.
Because they like they'll be back. Yes, they'll be back. Old Harry and Ed.
Harry. Well, I'm not sure about Ed, but I have a feeling. I don't know, but oh yeah, it ran from April 15th. It ran from April 2010 to August 2011.
Oh, so that'd be after this. That would have been the next. Maybe
Yeah,
even
because there's another.
that was after this.
There's one special guest star on the web series that hasn't been introduced yet. So yeah, it's after this by far. But
Okay.
But what would you rate this episode?
I'd give it a 3.8. It was funny, entertaining.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5. It's entertaining, but there's a lot better entertaining episodes than this, and
Yeah.
it's it's annoying. It was just a little bit annoying, like having to put up with the Ghostfacers for a whole episode. So, I mean, the monster was cool and all that, and the storyline was kind of cool with like the whole birthday party Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing. That's kind of cool. But yeah, 3.5.
When you were watching it, like back in the day when we would have to buy I bought the DVDs, so we would kind of just binge watch the whole fucking season. But if you were watching week to week, that might have that was probably fucking annoying that you're on like this high intense storyline and then you just get this like bullshit fun episode and you gotta wait another week.
Yeah,
That might suck.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always enjoyed the Monster of the Week episodes when I watched the later seasons as they aired, but because I didn't catch up originally till like season 9 or 10, I think. Like that's when I finally actually started watching on TV is like season 9 or 10. But like I only caught like the last few seasons on TV. But
Yeah, I don't know. We spent a lot of money on the VHS seasons or the DVD seasons. DVD.
Oh God, no. Couldn't pay me. I wouldn't spend money on it, but I did that for other shit though. Well, and speaking of bullshit episodes, hey, let's go to my episode. My episode was season 3, episode 14, and it was called Long Distance Call. It's written by Jeremy Carver, good name, and directed by Robert Singer himself. So Bobby directed it. But basically, the episode opens up and we see a man pacing around his living room, having a nice drink of what looks like a good whiskey, and his phone rings. And the caller ID in the phone shows SHA 33, which, as we all know nowadays, is not a phone number nowadays. We'll get to that. We'll get to that though. He picks up the phone though and tells the person on the other end, who he calls Linda, that she can't keep calling him. She keeps begging for him to come to her. He hangs up and she calls again, and he tells her to leave him alone before hanging up. She calls again, so he rips out the phone out of the wall, throws it across the room, but it keeps ringing anyway. Finally, being fed up, He doesn't even finish his whiskey first, which is a crime. But he pulls out a gun, puts it under his chin, and blam, unalives himself.
And I would like to just point out one thing. Supernatural, the show itself, decided to use 33 as the number for this. So do with that as what you will.
Yes. So,
33 and a third.
so we get the title screen, Supernatural, and Dean's on the phone. We see Dean sitting on a bench on a phone. Sam comes over and says the professor doesn't know shit. Dean tells him that Bobby told him about a possible case in Ohio. Phone's going haywire, computers flipping on and off. And Sam's like, "We're already on a case. Here, yours." And Dean says they're chasing their tails, and he would like to do his job. He hates Sam's idea of summoning Ruby, finally telling Sam that what we all know, that Ruby told him she can't save him. And Sam's all upset, puppy dog eyes, over Dean keeping it a secret. And Dean calls him out and very hysterically, "Who's been keeping his secrets from who?" After we found out, as we talked about last week, Sam was keeping it a secret from Dean for a long time about other things. But
Lilith.
Yep. And they drive to Milan, Ohio, and talk to the wife of the man who unalived himself. And she tells them that the phone was ripped off the wall. Sam looks at the phone, getting the number. She admits she heard her husband talking to Linda, but she listened in and there was no one on the another end. In their motel room of the week, they figure out that Linda died in a car accident with the man who unalived himself. Sam finds out the phone number was over 100 years old, so they decide to go visit the phone company. They meet Clark Adams, the manager, and he takes them down to the basement where they meet Stewie Myers, a tech who is downloading some very ad-ridden porn in the basement computer. I haven't seen that many pop-up ads since the 90s. Jesus. But, and Dean asks him, "Hey, were you on BustyAsianBeauties.com?" Which, as we all know, is Dean's favorite porn site. And Dean tells...
He never dates an Asian girl, though, does he? I never thought about that. He has quite a few love interests, but he's never with an Asian lady.
Well, when you're on the road all the time, the options are sparse and in between. But
okay.
But Dean tells them that the platinum membership at BustedAsianViews.com is worth every penny. And Sam asks him to trace the SHA 33 number, and the tech does so after Dean gets a little tough with him because he doesn't want to. And he finds out it's been used recently in 10 different houses in the past 2 weeks, which for a number that's 100 years old is a little weird. And we see Sam in the next scene in a rental car pulling up to a house asking if they received any strange phone calls. The dad starts denying the calls, but the daughter gets suspicious. She goes outside and catches Sam as they're leaving and turns Sam on. And Sam turns on his charm to get her to admit that she's been getting calls from her mother, who's been dead for 3 years. Dean calls and tells Sam that he met a woman who's been getting calls from her husband, who died in Korea. And after he hangs up, Dean gets a call, and he's shocked to hear he's Big Daddy John on the other end. Next scene, we see Dean telling Sam about the call and asks what should he say if he calls back. Sam says, "Well, why don't you say hello?" And Dean gets all pissy and leaves. He comes back later to find Sam hasn't had any luck with research, and Dean shows him a pamphlet about Thomas Edison. So they go to a museum, and they're a very annoying guide.
We're walking, we're stopping. Look that way.
But
very annoying guide.
The purpose of all this is to see Edison's spirit phone, which is a real thing, and it was supposedly used to communicate with the dead. Sam gets nothing on the EMF when he checks it, and they ask why it would start working now. When Sam's sleeping there that night, Dean gets another phone call from his dad. He asks Dean why he made the demon deal and has a way for him to get out of it. He tells him that the demon that holds his contract is there in the same city that they're in. Lainey, the girl Sam spoke to earlier, the daughter, is on the computer and starts getting IMs from her mother, which, because, spirits can use the internet now.
I couldn't even use the internet back then.
And her mother keeps saying she wants to see her. The daughter's like, I'm scared. I don't want to. And the screen goes black, and the ghostly image of her mother appears behind her in the mirror monitor, but she turns around, there's nothing there. She turns the computer off, but Come to Me starts repeating over and over again on the monitor, like it's the Matrix or something. But we see Dean on the computer, and Sam comes in telling Dean about Lainey. Dean shows Sam weather reports where electrical storms have been everywhere that they have been over the last 2 weeks, and the demon is following them. Sam doesn't believe him and questions an exorcism Dean has that can kill a demon that John supposedly gave him. He tells Dean that him and Bobby already checked it out, and there's no proof it works. It's definitely an exorcism, but there's no way to know if it works. And Dean says he's waiting on the next call from his dad to find out where to find the demon. Sam goes to leave, and Dean yells at him for not wanting to help.
What does he yell? Okay, go see your jailbait, which was weird in this episode because, like you said, he turns on the charm for this girl that's like fucking 14. A little weird.
Well, he has that charm to get people to talk. That's the thing. But
yeah, but even Dean says it.
It's not Dean though. Dean would have worse motives. But Sam tells him they have no proof and that he's going on blind faith and begs him not to go anywhere until he gets back. Sam goes over to the house to talk to the underage girl yet again. And at the same time, Dean gets a phone call from their mother on his toy phone. Oh no. At the same time, her little brother receives a phone call from his mother on his toy phone. Dean gets a call from John at the same time, though, and Lainey tells Sam that her mother wanted her to take all her dad's sleeping pills and told her to come to her. At least she wants her to die peacefully. But
the toy phone thing, how the fuck does that work?
I don't know.
That's a big flaw in this episode.
But Sam is stunned when Lainey tells him what her mother wanted her to do and tells Lainey it's not your mother. Dean pulls up in front of a house and gets out his duffel bag while Sam's telling Lainey not to use the phone or computer, but they realize that her brother is missing. Dean goes into the house he's at and pours holy water and paints a devil trap. We could jump back again, a lot going back and forth in this part, and Lainey's brother walks into traffic and steps in front of a moving truck. Baez truck's about to nail them and repeat some Pet Cemetery. Sam quickly yanks him away out of the road. Sam calls Dean and tells him it's a crocata, which, for those who don't know, because this is the first time we've had like an actual cryptid in an episode, but there are creatures that have been, well, actually, in reality, have been supposed to be reported since the beginning of time, and they hide in the woods or anywhere they can hide, and they mimic people's voices to lure victims out so they can feed.
Do they eat souls in like the actual cryptid lore, or they just like eat people?
I believe souls.
I don't remember if we did an episode on that.
We never did an episode on them, I'm pretty sure, but I mean, there's also a crocodile that's a mythical dog wolf of India, but actually, is this? Oh, are they using a real name for this thing?
Because I know we did Croatoan, but like not related.
Actually, okay, I don't think that name. Yeah, that name is not actually a. It's not actually like a. As far as I can see, it's not actually like a real cryptid name.
Okay.
Besides the mythical dog wolf one, that's a cryptid. But there are similar creatures in real paranormal history that lure people in the woods. Fae mainly do it. They lure people in the woods. But the character in this creature in the show eats souls, and interesting design on him. I like the design of it. But anyway, Dean mentions the flies of the phone company. Sam goes there and confronts the tech in the basement, threatening to kill him. The boss Clark, who we met earlier, comes out from behind and knocks Sam out with a baseball bat. He then knocks out the tech.
Well, the
We
tech's like, way to go, Clark. Yeah, phone company represent. And then he knocks out the
but
Indian dude.
we go to the next scene to see Sam and the tech tied up in the basement, and Clark has a dagger. He kills the tech and shows his spiky teeth in a very Pennywise mouth opening thing, and sucks the essence out of him, devouring his soul. Sam figures out the crocodile was on the phone with him impersonating Dean. Clark uses his power to call another guy, mimicking his dead daughter, who tells him the guy that killed her is at his house and is going to kill him. He then tells Sam how he found out all the information about them through old phone calls and emails while Sam works on trying to free himself. He says that people are fools, thinking they can delete information, and he gives a whole speech about how crocodiles are usually forced away for days and to get another soul back in the old days, and even then people were wise to its kind's tricks, and he was lucky to get 2 souls a year.
I thought that was a really important speech because this is 2007, and he's talking about how we put everything about us out on the internet, and we think it just disappears, but like it's all out there, dude. It's out there forever, and especially with AI now that can just filter through all that shit. Like everything you've ever said or looked at or done or videos you've made, like that was 2007, and this crocodile's like, hey, Big Brother's watching you. Like they got a file on you, motherfucker.
Which in the actual apparently in the actual companion for season 3, the actual companion book, crocodiles are described as originating from India and Ethiopia, just like the wolf dog. So, but to make it work for the episode, they made it evolve to the point where it could turn human. So, hey Harley, hey Pam, thank you for watching.
They were always pretty good with like the lore.
Yeah, apparently for this episode, Kripke wanted to he kept saying we should find another monster, we should find another monster, but then because he was worried about the lore being too obscure on this creature, but yeah, and the creature's speed, as we saw, very similar to the way Dementor's speed in Harry Potter. So or like Pennywise speeds kind of in certain areas. Sometimes he just bites heads off, but.
Have you ever read the book for that It movie?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, right? The little girl's like, "Hey, I have to have sex with all of you." Like,
it's
fucking Stephen King was a fucking weirdo, dude.
He's a pervert to begin with, which I have no problem with that, but he's a pervert to begin with.
PDF file.
I mean, he's a pervert to begin with, and he was very coked up at that time. So yeah, those are his coke days.
And Cujo was a horrible movie. Just putting it out there.
The book was pretty good actually, but
A Big Dog, give me a fucking break.
But we jump back to the other scene where we see the other man come into his house and he shoots at Dean with a shotgun. They fight, fisty, back and forth. Clark monologues some more, and Sam breaks free just before Clark goes to stab him. They fight as well, fisty. And Dean and the other man crash through a set of French doors, and the man lands on top of the devil's trap. Dean starts to try to read the exorcism, the prayer of St. Benedict of Nursia, an old exorcism prayer that is no longer used by the Catholic Church. And he utters the first line, part of the second, but he's interrupted when he sees the man walk through the trap, revealing he's not a demon. And Sam and Clark keep fighting over the knife, and Sam slams the back of Clark's head through a metal spike in the wall, killing him, which is actually one of my favorite ways that Michael Myers killed somebody in a movie. But Dean and the man finish the fight, and Dean tells him he didn't kill his daughter. The man asks him why he is there, and Dean says he doesn't know. Which I thought that was kind of a lame way to end it. Just say, I don't know. But
I thought it was good where he was like the whole coming out of the devil's trap thing and like realizing that he got set up.
Yeah.
And like, I fucked up. I thought that was good.
But in the final scene, we see Sam and Dean back at the motel. They look like they had the shit kicked out of them. Sam tells Dean he was sorry it wasn't Dad, and Dean tells him he was right. He admits he wanted to believe it so bad, and he's scared. He says it was the last act of a desperate man. He can't expect anyone to show up with miracles, and that the only person that can get him out of this is him. Sam says, "And me." And Dean makes fun of him for having such a lame answer. Sam asks if he wants a poem, and Dean's like, "Nah, the moment's passed." And he grabs a beer for him and Sam and turns on the TV, ending this mediocre episode. But
The last episode I saw before we started this podcast.
but and actually, this episode is based and shares a name with the Twilight Zone episode from '61, in which a young boy actually communicates with his dead grandmother using a toy phone that she gave him on his birthday.
See, that was the fucked up part, though, right? Because when the Crocata's like going through the servers and like communicating with people, that they didn't have Bluetooth fucking toy kid phones back then. That got off continuity. Like that doesn't
And,
work.
yeah, oh yeah, and that was the other funny part is when Sam tells Dean he's gonna go see Lainey. Dean's like, "Just watch out for Chris Hansen."
Yeah, no, that was the part I was talking about. Okay, go see Jailbait. Yeah, it was a weird episode. Weird episode.
It was a weird episode. It was a monster of the week episode that just seemed. I mean, it was in the middle of the writer strike, so maybe they were just out of ideas. But
Yeah.
oh, and the one good trivia for this, uh, when they introduced themselves in the beginning of the episode, when they introduced themselves to, when Clark introduced them to Stewie, he uses Mr. Campbell and Mr. Raimi, which is a nod to Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi.
I don't know who those people are.
Sam Raimi is a director. Sam Raimi is a director who's directed the Spider-Man movies, the original Evil Dead movies, and a lot of actually he has like 60 movies he directed. But Bruce Campbell is Ash from Evil Dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my wife likes those ones.
But so yeah, I mean that's the only real trivia in this episode is they always do I always like the fun things they do with the names. But I don't know. What the hell would you rate this one? I don't even really know where to rate it.
It was better than Bugs. I'd give it a 3.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe lower.
I mean, I honestly would give it a 2. It was a boring ass episode.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it could have been better for sure.
I
think it would have been. I think it would have been funner if they would have just kept the Crocata lore and had like the monster of the week calling people into the woods. I think that might have been a funner. I did like the whole like, hey, the government's watching you. Everything you say is recorded and you're fucked part of it. But like, I don't know.
Well, of course you like that part. But, well, folks, that's our 2 episodes for this week. We are coming up on big week next week as we have 2 very story-driven episodes for the end of season 3. So, next week and the week after are going to be big weeks as we hit an ending once again and start with a new beginning. And the shortest season of Supernatural ever will be done with. So,
but what? We gotta do something cool for Halloween. What you want to just watch Ghostfacers for the Halloween episode?
If we can find it. But well, I don't know. We'll figure that. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll actually get lucky and land on like a Halloween episode or something.
That'd be cool.
It might work.
We can do the math.
Yeah, 8 weeks, 16 episodes. So we'll be about halfway through season 4 at that point.
And the Halloween episode, because they came back in September, so it's like
if there is one, it's in the beginning. But that's if there is one.
Yeah.
But I mean, every episode of this show is a Halloween episode, really. But it's all monsters. It's all things that go bump in the night. So I mean, it's all Halloween shit. But actually, oh yeah, Halloween's on Friday this year. But
Yeah,
folks.
no, Halloween's on a Friday. That's pretty dope.
All right, folks. Well, we will see you next week with the end of season 3. Hope everybody enjoyed this one, and come on back next time. Goodbye.
Boop.